What's going on, guys? Cosplay Evo here, back again with another video. Today we're making the Cubone mask for my friend for their birthday. It's already passed, but excuse the background. Clean up some stuff, but I want to get a video for you guys. So, you know what? Let's roll the clips.
Take a look at my workshop here. It's a mess, but we got all the pieces for the Cubone helmet ready. I just need to take off the supports and that'll be, we'll do it.
Now right here, I'm taking off the support pieces off the prints. Now overall, the two back pieces take like 36 hours. The two front pieces took about 26, around there. I kind of forgot, but I'm taking off the supports. These supports came off easier than my Wolverine helmet. If you guys checked that video last time, you already know that was a nightmare, and some of the supports are still in the helmet, but don't worry, put foam in there. And then right after that, we're gonna PLA weld it. And then you're gonna see in the future or later in this video that the supports, those PLA welds weren't actually good enough. But right here we have it all welded for now, and did a test fit, but unfortunately it did not fit me, and so it's just gonna be a display piece. So yeah.
All right, next day. Now this is fully dried. I dried this overnight. Looking pretty nice, but obviously with every 3D print, see if we can focus here. I'm not sure if you can tell, but we have layer lines, a bunch of layer lines and stuff. So I'm gonna try to knock all these down, hit it with some filler. Let the quick seal dry overnight. Hit it at least 120. I don't know where my 60 grit went. Oh, no, I have an 80 grit on my palm sander, but I don't want to use tools right now. So we're gonna hit it with a 120 grit. Try to knock all these down, hit it with a full filler primer, and then let that dry overnight. And I only have like 2 days max to get this fully painted, so let's get to work.
I hit it with 120 grit, but you know what? Since I was on a little time crunch here, I decided to hit it with the orbital sander. It was about 80 grit. This thing was shredding in. Don't be like me. Do as I say, not as I do. Wear some kind of mask and some eyewear, especially if your sandpaper's flying at you, like mine was. Thankfully, I didn't get any kind of big, injuries. And right after we're done sanding, we're gonna hit it with a nice dust coat of the duplicate color filler primer. And I use this red one. There's a gray one, but I'm not sure. I haven't tested it out. But frankly, built, put me on probably majority of the 3D printing community out there on. But we're gonna hit it with a nice dust coat, and then right after, we're gonna do like 2 wet coats, really trying to sink in some of this, build up some layers, so we get rid of the majority of the layer lines. Right after that, if some of the filler primer couldn't get it, I use spackling to fill it in more.
All right, it's currently the day after my birthday. Did one round of sanding yesterday, but there's some dust particles still here. But pretty sure after the sanding, I'm not trying to make this super perfect or super detailed. I just want to get it enough so it's just like a nice display piece for him, because this does not fit my head. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna fit his head. Either way, we're gonna do one last round of sanding, and then we're gonna hit it with some white.
So I got it out here, and thankfully I have this old can of this Ultra, Rust-Oleum white. So again, dust coat first coat, and then the second coat will be a little thicker of a coat, because I don't want this paint to run and cause drips. And don't worry, I'm gonna come back after I'm done with the base area, get all the under parts and places I couldn't reach to get all the white, just to actually get a uniform color.
So, put it outside, do a paint, check up on it, and it's just broken on the floor. I guess the wind probably knocked it out, and it shattered everything. Seam is cracking here. But, to weld this, trying to make the most of what I got. I'm most likely gonna put another round of spackling just to get rid of these seam lines here, because this one also breaking too, but my welds weren't strong enough to withstand the wind blowing down. Not this, the paint's still tacky too, so that's kind of annoying. But you can easily just Light this back up, re-melt it, put it back together.
So I got it
all welded again. Made sure it was a little bit stronger than it was, but it also allowed me to realign this right part of the face because it was a little bit up, and I was just gonna leave it because it didn't need any perfection. But as you can see, seams are open again, so I'm gonna hit it with a spackle, sand it down, and then hit it with some white primer. This shouldn't take long to dry up the spackling, but overall, stronger than ever.
Okay, now we're back here. Now we're hitting some yellow. So I was trying to go for an age-worn look. I suggest you guys skip this step, and you know, it's because it was a waste of time for me. Thankfully, it was the dust coat, so it dried relatively fast. And you know, just in case I got a little too much on the yellow on the white, I brought it back in with dusting it with the white again. But I say skip this step. Not worth it, because at the end of the day I just painted it white all over again and hit it with the brown and black wash, and that really brought the age with it. Now right here, we're just using some cheap acrylic paint that I already had and mixing in with some, half of it with water, or you do a little bit less. Just depends how you do it. You know, you can't go wrong with it, and even if you do mess up on these, you can just always, you know, wipe it down and hit it again, and with a paper towel here. I suggest using clothes that you don't care about, because you know it does stain and it's a pain. As you see, that's how it's just put it on. It doesn't have to be uniform, you just wipe it off and age it, just to give it a worn look. But right here, you still see a little bit of the yellow. After this, I did hit it with white again on those yellow parts. That way, you know, I don't have to repaint everything. And actually, I ran out of white paint, white spray paint after this whole thing. So thankfully, I had enough to cover this Cubone in and fix all my imperfections with it. And you know, little fun fact for you guys, for cosplayers, if you're doing a black wash and you have little details and like depths inside your helmet, like this Cubone helmet does with those cracks, that black paint is actually going to seep in those cracks. That way you don't have to paint it like manually. And oh my god, it's a time saver. So here's some shots of the little Cubone helmet, and of course I got my friend's reaction when I gave it to him. So, you know, roll that clip.
What is that?
Look at the shirt face. Look at the shirt face.
Is this part of it?
Yeah, that's it.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, shit!
Yeah,
Oh my god, put it on.
bro.
So I hope you guys like this video. If you guys want to see, you know, more 3D printing, or, you know, I'm trying to, I have a lot of more things to cover, but I jumbled like 10 different projects on my on myself, so that's on me. But I will get those videos out, and hope you guys like this video. Comment, like, subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.